Hi everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Cheryl Cuccio. I've decided to speak out and do this video because back in the 80s my story became national news. I was 16 years old then and incest was never talked about. I didn't even know there was a word for what my father was doing to me multiple times a day. I thought and felt like I was the only kid in the whole world that this was happening to. I was scared, ashamed, and desperate. When I was arrested for his murder and my dirty secret came out, let me correct that. His dirty secret came out. I just wanted to die. At 16, one of my worst nightmares came true. Everyone would know what was happening behind closed doors. The other worst nightmare would have been that my younger sister would have experienced the same fate as me, and that's why I was so desperate to make sure that that never happened. During my hearing for my father's murder, there were over 20 adults that testified on my behalf that said that they thought something was going on between my father and I, and yet nobody did anything to protect me. As time went on, it seemed not only was it the people that knew me who didn't speak up, but now it seems that there are many celebrities that are now confessing that them too have been sexually abused. Although I am pleased that people are finally talking about this topic and coming forward about being sexually abused, it also infuriates me. Why? Because where were these people when the media was so brutal to me? Some of these celebrities that have decided to now tell their stories about being abused before my life became public, most of the media made me out to be a spoiled 16-year-old cheerleader who was a liar that had her father killed for many other reasons besides being sexually abused. Why would anyone ever want to make that up and admit that that's shame of what had happened to them? Most of the media did not support me or believe me. The sad part is my father brainwashed me into believing that nobody would ever believe me if I told. Some of the most recent celebrities that have come forward about being sexually abused are Sally Fields and Connie Chung, who, by the way, was one of the journalists that reported on my case on NBC News. What would it have taken, even if it was privately, to reach out and say, Cheryl, you are not alone. You are not damaged goods.
On your worst day, do not give up. There are good days that will come because you deserve them. It's not your shame to carry. It was never your fault. I've been there. You will be okay. Hold on because you are worth it. You know of someone who actually has gone through being sexually abused and made it through to become what looks like to be a strong, well-adjusted woman who would have made a world of difference to a 16-year-old. I was told that Oprah Winfrey, being an abused victim, wrote to my judge for leniency for my sentence, but since my file is missing from the courthouse, I will never know. But if she did, I would love to say thank you, and I wish she would have reached out to me personally. I know when victims and survivors reach out to me, and I answer every single person, and I tell them all those things that I wish someone would have told me. I really wish Connie would have had the strength to come forward and tell me that, so I would not have felt alone. I needed her to stand with me. I understand the strength it takes and the strength that is in numbers. That's why I felt so alone. Nobody came forward to stand with me. Maybe if some of these celebrities would have come forward when I was being ripped apart by the media, the Me Too and the Time's Up movement could have been and should have been started over 30 years ago and would have made a difference in many lives in the last 30 years. Again, let me make myself perfectly clear. I am happy that people are finally talking about abuse. I know the strength it takes to finally admit what has happened to you, to admit the shame and disgust. To admit it is to accept it, and that is half the battle. This is why it took me so long to finally be able to write and self-publish my book, Incest, Murder, and a Miracle.
my co-authors Rob Cuccio and Morgan St. James, and I decided to put the word incest in the title to make people have to say the word incest so that it will bring awareness to the topic, so that incest would no longer be a taboo. The more we talk about the word incest, the less dirty of a secret it becomes. The more the perpetrator can't get away with placing the shame on the victim. The victim will tell and not keep the secret. It's pretty simple. I am so thankful that celebrities are now talking about abuse, sexual harassment, rape, but please, let us not forget about the issue of incest. Let's not overlook the children. It happens 1 out of every 4 girls and 1 out of every 6 boys, and that's reported. God only knows what the statistics are that aren't reported. So many are afraid to report because they are not believed, or they are afraid to be separated from their homes and placed into worse environments. I have tried every day, working so hard to get awareness out and let others know that they are not alone. For some reason, we the victims that become survivors are joined into this club that we have not volunteered to be a part of, but we are bonded forever by our pain and scars, and nobody will ever understand unless they are a member. I keep hitting this brick wall because I am just an average Joe. The celebrities talk about their abuse and everybody believes them and wants to hear their story. But for almost 2 years, the doors always seem to close when I try to reach out and help. My book is a great inspirational true story that will let others know to never give up. Our country needs a good happy ending because there are not too many out there that we hear of nowadays. And when I say happy ending, my life by any means is not an ending. In fact, it is just the beginning. I'm at a point in my life that I can now help others with what nobody could help me back when I was a child because it was unspoken. My life is blessed because I work hard every day to be positive, to help others, and to try my very best to understand why this horrible events that happened to me for a reason. I live with the scars every day, like all other survivors. I just try to and do something positive with my pain. So please, everyone, get involved. Our children need your help. You'll never know the pain and torment that lasts a lifetime when someone is supposed to protect you and you're supposed to trust, violate you to the core, hurt you so bad that you never speak of it, that you're afraid of the dark and you can't sleep even as an adult decades later. Think of this. The next time you're in a public place and take a look around and you see a couple of children playing together, know that 1 out of every 4 is being raped by their caretaker and nobody's helping that child. That child most likely will grow up, if they're lucky, not to become a statistic of suicide or molest someone else themselves or be on drugs, alcohol, or have a lifetime of mental health issues. That's the life us survivors face. I am an average Joe, but I am here to help you if I can. I wrote my book, Incest, Murder, and a Miracle, to help. It's available on Amazon, Kindle, and ebooks. My email is CherylCuccio, author@gmail.com. If you know of someone that was ever abused, it is so important that you never give up on them. And if you are or were abused, please do not ever give up at all. And if you feel like you need to give up, just give up on the person that hurt you. Don't let them take 1 more second of your happiness away. They have taken enough from you already. Thank you very much for listening. Happy New Year.